Hi guys, my name is Mayank and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought that I will just talk about 5 books that have really helped me in my life. These are 5 non-fiction self-help books that I am sure that if you will read, they will make you a better person. Especially if you are in your 20s, I think these are very good books to just start your self-development journey. So let's start with the 5 recommendations. So my first recommendation would be How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. This is a book about worry. So basically it addresses the problem that a lot of people in our generation have today, and that is worry. And I think one of the key lessons that I took from this book was that instead of thinking about the future and the problems, just think about the smallest step that you can take today to solve that problem. Let's say your problem is you want to have a sufficient fund for your education future. What is the smallest step that you can take today? The smallest step you can take is in starting to invest. So you can start an SIP, invest every month a little bit, and just forget about that big problem and focus on what you can do right now to solve that problem. There are so many other lessons in this book, but I think this was one of the key lessons I learned. Stop thinking about the problem and think about the smallest step that you can take today to solve that problem. So definitely a must read for everyone. The second book that I want to recommend is Atomic Habits. As you might already have guessed, this book will be there in any like my favorite book list, because I genuinely feel that it is such a powerful book. This book has a great idea that in your life you need to build habits and not behaviors, which means that habits are very powerful and they can really change your life. Even though they might seem small in the beginning, they are having big impact in the longer run. So for example, let's say you are looking to lose weight. So instead of thinking about trying to lose weight in 1 month or 2 months, just forget about losing weight. Just think about having a healthy lifestyle. So let's say you decide to eat less dinner every night. That is a small step which you take towards a healthy lifestyle. Instead of saying that I want to read 50 books in 1 year, say that I am going to read 10 pages in 1 day. This makes your life easier. It just removes the burden from your mind and it encourages you to continue that habit. Eventually, because you have followed that habit for a long period of time, you will automatically become a good reader. So this is one of the best non-fiction books that you can read. Definitely you must read this book. It will change your life. It changed my life. The third book that I want to recommend is Steal Like an Artist. Now this is a book for creative people. So if you are in any kind of creative field, let's say you are creating any kind of content and you are a self-employed person, it can really help you become more creative in your life. One of the key lessons that I took from this book was about a thinker family tree. So the author has said that everyone in their life has a person who they look up to. They have a person who inspires them. So just try to think about that person and then go and research about that person. Just try to find out who inspires that person and then that person. So just builds up a tree which is a collection of people which can inspire you whenever you feel down. And I think the second most important lesson which I took from this book was that in order to become creative, in order to start your creative pursuit, you need not quit your day job. I think many people, they want to become, let's say, a YouTuber, or they want to become a content writer. They quit their job. They feel that they just want to do what they love. But the job is providing you a financial stability, and that is going to give you a kind of freedom with which you can live your livelihood. And then whenever you are working on your creative pursuit, you don't worry about financial independence. You have financial independence, so your mind is free and you can freely work on that pursuit. So I think it is very important to have a day job because it gives you that freedom and flexibility, and it also establishes a routine. The fourth book that I want to recommend is The Almanac of Naval Ravikanth. So this is a book which is about Naval Ravikanth. And he has shared a lot of his ideas, a lot of his journey in this book. So Naval Ravikanth, in case you don't know, he's an investor and he's a person who has achieved a lot in his life. And in this book, he just shares his own financial lessons that he has learned. And one of the key lessons that he has shared in this book is that you need to acquire specific knowledge. What is specific knowledge? Specific knowledge is knowledge that people cannot be trained for. It is something which comes from inside you. You really love doing something, and that is something which becomes specific knowledge. Because if someone can train you, they can train someone else as well, and they can replace you. So specific knowledge is very important because it means that it gives you that insurance, it gives you that confidence that no one can replace you, and the world is out there for you to achieve. And the second lesson that I would say that I learned from this book was that you can never be rich by renting out your time. It means that if you just keep on working, if you keep on working for a salary, you will never get rich. Obviously, it's not one of the needs to become rich. It's not important, but it's just a lesson that he has said that if you want to become rich, you need to own a piece of equity, which means that you need to own a share in a company. When you own a share in a company, the company grows over time and your money grows accordingly to that, because your salary is going to be capped. Okay, you're not going to get a higher jump in salary, but your equity can grow a lot because companies grow faster, companies grow a lot over a long period of time. So own a piece of equity in a company, and that will probably make you rich in the long run. The last book that I want to recommend is The Psychology of Money. I think this is the most important book if you want to start your personal finance journey. It has so many personal finance lessons, and one of the key lessons that I took from this book is that people know very less about the financial world. And this is a quote which is mentioned in the book, is that things that have never happened before happen all the time. It means that you cannot predict the future. You cannot predict finance. For example, if you were in 2018 sitting in your office, you would never have predicted that a pandemic would be coming in the next year and it would wipe out everyone's finances. And it happened, right? So Psychology of Money, the book is all about this, that people know very less about finance, but they behave as if they know a lot. So it really gets into your mind about what you think about money and what people think about money. Another key lessons in the book is that saving is not necessarily for a reason. You don't need to have a reason to save money, because you genuinely don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Tomorrow can bring a lot of different things which you did not expect. And because of that, you need to save. You need to save without any reason. Don't just think that you will be saving for XYZ, buying something or buying a car or buying a house. Anything can happen tomorrow. So save without any reason. It will just give you a lot of freedom. You will never feel worried because you already have so much for any issues or any unforeseen circumstance which arises tomorrow. And many other more lessons to learn in this book. So I definitely recommend you read this book. These were 5 books that I recommend you read if you are in your 20s and you want to start your self-help book reading journey. And I hope you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.